putting everybody's life at risk, and they never get caught. Like, how is that even possible? And then I'll be going 80 in a 70, I get pulled over. Like, I don't get it. So this video is why the police can't stop swimmers. Now, I've been wondering this question forever because it seems like these dudes have no consequences. They'll be going 120 on the freeway, swerving through traffic, putting everybody's life at risk, and they never get caught. Like, how is that even possible? And then I'll be going like 80 in a 70, and then I get pulled over. Like, I don't get it. And then not only that, when these dudes get caught, they get right back out and do the same thing like nothing even happened. I don't know. But if you guys don't know what swimmers are, no, we're not talking Michael Phelps. It's basically a new car term in the car community where basically it's just cutting up. You know, we call it cutting up in Detroit. And there was never like but now they have a name for it. It's swimmers. And yeah, so it's reckless driving. I don't condone this type of reckless driving. Like, this is just insane. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm all for, you know, speeding and fast cars and stuff like that. But I say when you speed, do it on an open road or where there's not a lot of cars. Like at night, sometimes you'll get an open freeway where you can just drive and just, you know, really let loose on the gas. You know what I'm saying? I'll say allegedly I've went like, you know, 130, 140. You know what I'm saying? But that's all alleged and nothing set in stone. But let's get into this video, man.
Ever scrolled through your feed and seen those insane videos? Cars weaving through traffic like they're playing a real-life video game? We're talking about the cutting up in traffic trend that's absolutely blowing up recently, with names like Squeeze Benz and License becoming almost legendary. These guys have some serious driving skills, no doubt.
Bro, becoming legendary for putting like lives at risk and just like literally illegal activity. How is this even allowed on YouTube? Like, hey, don't take this video down, but how is this allowed on YouTube, bruh?
But let's be real, they're also dicing with danger, risking not just their own lives, but everyone else's on the road for those insane clips. So, the big question everyone's asking is, why aren't these guys behind bars already? And how on earth do they always get to drive these expensive cars? I mean, this is the USA, right? Land of traffic cameras on every corner and cops seemingly everywhere. How do these swimmers, as they call themselves, manage to pull off these runs day after day without getting caught? Let's break it down together in today's video. But first, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to this channel for more videos covering the most famous swimmers. But before we dive into the tricks these swimmers use to evade getting caught, let's take a look at what law enforcement can do to track these guys down, and why it's not as easy as it may seem.
Like, bro, he just has a mask on. Like, is that all you, like, he has a mask? Like, you can still see his eyes. Like, that is, and then these people can't get in trouble? Like, I'm not saying, honestly, I'm all for, like, you know, the cops not being involved in a lot of stuff and, you know what I'm saying, just being, like, lenient. But, like, I'm just surprised. You know what I'm saying?
It may seem. First, let's talk about the perception of surveillance. Yeah, the US has a lot of cameras. Ooh. But are they really the all-seeing eye that can track a specific car doing 100, weaving through 5 lanes of rush hour traffic and follow it all the way home? The reality is a bit more complex. Think about it. Traffic cameras are often focused on intersections for red light violations or monitoring general traffic flow. The resolution might not always be high enough to clearly identify a license plate, especially at high speeds or in bad weather. Plus, the sheer volume of traffic in major metropolitan areas makes it like finding a needle in a haystack for law enforcement to manually track a single vehicle in real time through this network.
And they don't have license plates.
What about general police presence, you might ask? While you might see patrol cars, the resources needed to dedicate officers to specifically monitor for and pursue these high-speed traffic violators across a sprawling city are immense. Police departments have to prioritize calls based on severity, and while cutting up is dangerous, it might not always be the top priority in a city dealing with more immediate threats. Furthermore, the very nature of the offense makes it difficult to address. Cutting up is often a short burst of intense activity. These drivers might engage in the dangerous behavior for a few minutes to get their footage and then quickly blend back into normal traffic or disappear altogether.
But there are people who do this that don't even do it for footage. They just do it for fun or do it for the adrenaline rush, which makes sense. But bro, it's just like it's crazy, bro. And you know, like, I don't know if you guys ever seen like LA and Los Angeles. They have like helicopters that follow these police chases and stuff, but I guess New York's just too condensed, and like it's too like a helicopter probably can't even like view every area in New York. I'm pretty sure this is New York, but
so we're good. Let's look and get off at this exit. Let's look and get off at this
in
exit.
other states, it has to be states and cities. It has to be
Let's get off at this exit. Let's get off at this exit.
to catch
This
these dudes.
hit and run style makes it incredibly challenging for law enforcement to react in time to intercept them. Even if a report comes in, the individual could be miles away or have already switched
What?
vehicles by the time
Wait, a cop
officers
just
arrive in
pulled
the
up
area.
on him?
So, we touched on the
Oh,
sheer
shoot.
difficulty of tracking these guys, but let's dig a little deeper into what law enforcement is actually up against when they do spot someone pulling these driving maneuvers. It's not as simple as just flipping on the lights and sirens and giving chase. There are a lot of factors that come into play, and police work in these situations is governed by strict protocols designed to protect everyone, not just the officers involved. One of the biggest hurdles are our strict departmental guidelines. Many police departments in the US have very clear rules about engaging in high-speed pursuits, especially for non-violent offenses like reckless driving. The risk of a high-speed chase causing an accident that injures or kills innocent bystanders is a major concern. Departments often prohibit risky maneuvers like intentionally bumping or ramming a suspect vehicle at high speeds unless there's an imminent threat of serious harm to others. This means officers can't always just force these swimmers off the road, even if they have the opportunity. And perhaps the most critical element is the constant risk assessment that officers have to perform in real time. Even if a police officer witnesses someone swimming through traffic live, they have to immediately weigh the potential outcomes of initiating a pursuit. Do they chase after the driver, potentially escalating the dangerous behavior and pushing them to drive even more recklessly in an attempt to escape? Or do they decide to hold back, allowing the suspect to get away in that moment, but potentially preventing a high-speed collision that could kill someone? It's a split-second decision with life or death stakes, and officers are trained to prioritize public safety above all else.
So this is this is three people that are like swerving through traffic right here. So if the cop, like if there was one cop or even three cops, they'd have to chase through and try to catch all three. It's just I guess it's not worth it for the cops, and it puts a lot of other people's lives in danger too. It's just, bro, I feel like I don't know though. Because I was about to say they need to make this like like if you get caught doing this, like you do like serious time. But then again, like some people just speed normally. Like if you're deliberately doing this and they catch you doing like this type of stuff for more than like a minute or two down the road, I feel like, okay, yeah, you should probably do some serious time. But you know, there's some people who just speed, you know what I'm saying? They just want some chill stuff, not swerving through traffic. They just want some.
The safest option is to not pursue. Now, let's get back into the minds of these swimmers and look at some of the specific tactics they use to stay ahead of the game. Because it's not just about driving fast, it's about knowing the urban landscape and utilizing technology to their advantage. And most importantly, the art of vanishing. One key aspect is their route knowledge. These drivers often operate in specific areas they know intimately. They've likely scouted out shortcuts through residential access roads, pedestrian zones, which of course adds another layer of danger, or even construction sites. This allows them to quickly disappear from main roads and potentially lose any pursuing officers who aren't familiar with these alternative routes.
Bro, if you ever been to New York, you know how many bikers there are. You know how many pedestrians there are walking across the street, going through like, bro, you already got to watch out for the bikers going through that bike lane. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to walk across the street, now you got to worry about a car fitting through the bike lane. Like,
it's almost like they've rehearsed their escape routes, knowing exactly where to turn and where the dead ends are. Beyond just knowing the roads, they also leverage technical aids. It's highly probable that many of these drivers use radar and LiDAR detectors. These devices can warn them in advance when law enforcement is using speed measuring equipment, giving them precious seconds to potentially slow down or alter their behavior before being clocked. Or, alternatively, speed off anyway. Apps like Waze have become invaluable tools for these individuals. Waze relies on user-generated real-time traffic information.
There's no way they're using Waze. I don't believe it.
This means swimmers can often get live updates on the locations of marked and unmarked patrol cars in their vicinity, allowing them to adjust their routes and avoid areas with a heavy police presence. It's a constant cat-and-mouse game, where technology plays a significant role on both sides. Another important part of how they operate is the prep work. They scope out the highways beforehand. You'll often have other drivers involved acting like scouts, They're checking out the best spots for their swims. They look for stretches of road with seriously heavy traffic, so the video looks wild, with tons of lanes to weave through. And of course, they're also checking out where there might be fewer cops around or where it's easy to make a quick getaway. There's also other preparations, like always wearing masks, helmets, or suits to make it hard for cameras to identify them.
And then you're wearing,
and let's not forget the immediate after.
And then he's wearing this helmet
to make it
hard. Bro, doesn't that like block out a lot of vision? Like bro, this is crazy.
Cameras to identify them. And let's not forget the immediate aftermath. The actual vanishing act.
Once again, how is this allowed on YouTube?
Once the swim session is over and the cameras have stopped recording, what happens next? It's highly probable they have pre-planned staging areas or even safe houses where they can quickly switch vehicles. Imagine pulling into a discreet garage or a less trafficked side street and hopping into a completely different car, instantly changing their profile. They might also have a change of clothes or even alter their appearance quickly to further throw off any potential witnesses or lingering law enforcement. This focus on the immediate escape and blending back into the urban fabric is crucial to their continued evasion. So, when you piece it all together, it becomes clear why catching these swimmers is such a monumental task for law enforcement. The combination of limited real-time surveillance capabilities, strict pursuit guidelines, the sheer volume of traffic, and the deliberate efforts of these drivers to remain anonymous and strategically plan their
apparently these are stolen cars.
A perfect storm of elusiveness. For the foreseeable future, it's likely this trend will continue, simply because the logistical hurdles for police to consistently stop it are so significant. However, it's important to remember that there's always an element of chance involved. Despite all their precautions, these individuals are still breaking the law in a very public way, and eventually, someone might just get unlucky. Take the case of the well-known swimmer, Squeeze Benz. While he managed to evade authorities for a significant period, he was eventually apprehended. Interestingly, his arrest wasn't the result of a dramatic high-speed chase. Instead, law enforcement was able to connect him to his online identity through a combination of factors, including his distinctive online presence, and eventually, a traffic stop for a less extreme violation. This allowed them to positively identify him and bring him in. It serves as a reminder that even with careful planning, the risk of getting caught is always there, whether through a stroke of bad luck or persistent investigative work. But what do you think about all this? Is it just a matter of time before more of these drivers face the consequences, or will they continue to outmaneuver the authorities? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.
See, the thing is, man, somebody, or I mean, this has already happened, but people are going to try to do this in their own city, in a city that doesn't have the same laws, and they're going to get messed up. They're going to get thrown. They're going to get their license suspended, thrown under the jail, everything. Because this is like a specific, this might be New York, New Jersey, around there. Bro, in certain states, you just can't do, like, cops will make sure, they'll make sure they get you. They will sick every cop on you. They'll get the helicopters. That's what I'm saying. Like, in LA, I've seen, like, these live streams. They, like, record the high-speed chases. I don't know why they don't do it with these dudes. Bro, some of them even live stream it. So, it's, bro, I don't know. It's just crazy to me how, how they don't get caught. But, hey, man, let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. What's the highest speed you've ever driven? Let me know that. And I upload a new video every single day, so make sure you drop a like, and I'll catch y'all boys in the next one.